Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in Rust to talk about that Rust console edition for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, next generations, and everything in between. And that's right, it's finally here. Cargo ship is now available on normal Rust main branch. We just got a BP wipe across the board, both for monthlies and weeklies. And we're going to give you a quick rundown and also the patch notes that are happening right now. So go ahead and start updating your consoles now, and make sure when it's done that you give it a hard restart, just to make sure that everything flips over. And by the time you guys are done watching this, or everything's probably already wiped. So you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's go ahead and, oh yes, and by the way, we just got a new set of skins, complete sets. We went over those a little bit earlier. So yeah, Oceanbound, also known as Cargo Ship, is now finally here. Let's go. All right, here are the patch notes. Hello, survivors. It's been a while since our last patch, but Oceanbound is finally here. The team has worked very hard on this update in order to improve your gameplay experience and bring more excitement to the Island of Rust console edition. Let's go through this massive list of changes. A new dynamic cargo ship event. Added the L96, perfect to take enemies from a distance. The L96 can be looted from code-locked crates and APCs, also known as Sir Bradley of the Round Table. We've got code lock crates now. Whoa, code lock crates. There we go. Code lock crates now show bullet holes when you shoot at them. Equipping a beanie hat will no longer make the player model go bald. Oh. Fixed a bug that could cause door locks to disappear even when they stayed locked. Fixed a bug that would deploy with the deployable repair bench that would allow players to use it in the same time. Fixed being able to access both sides of the drop box from the storage, which means the aero base is now still a viable option. I will go ahead and link the aero base now in the upper right hand corner. Go check that bad boy out. If you're rolling solo and you need like a solid vault base on the shoreline, if you're running cargo ship, and you will, that one's real solid. Definitely just like specifically designed for solos. I don't think you can really do duos with that, but anyways, here we go. Fixed being able to place any non-attire item in the locker. Fixed being unable to pick up the searchlight. Fixed being unable to place items in front of the drop box. Fixed being unable to retrieve objects thrown or shot at reactive target. Fixed building plan previews so they would no longer get dark at nighttime and turn invisible when in contact with water. Thank you. Building plans are now transparent again. Fixed part of the armor sheet metal triangle roof disappearing from a distance. Fixed shadows fading out too early on chairs, wooden boxes, workbenches, and research tables. Improved sheet metal building block textures. Hopefully they don't turn white anymore. Fixed sheet metal items showing wooden textures. Fixed texture issues on the metal shop front after placing it on upgraded foundations. And also fixed the miner hat, the candle, not displaying stat changes when they are highlighted in the inventory. Glove models will no longer be seen floating on player shadows. Increase the amount of vision you have while wearing heavy plate armor. Ooh. Items can no longer be placed in the middle of a doorway. Boo! Items thrown at chain link fences and chain link fence gates no longer disappear into the void. Light cast by campfires will no longer be seen from the opposite side of walls. Thank you. Player hair no longer clips through coffee can helmets. Scrap can now be stacked when moving it from a container to your inventory. Thank you. Supply signals give off more smoke when they're thrown. Stone pickaxes can no longer gather wood. And a torch, flashlight, miner's hat, candle hat, and weapon flashlights now improved with more lighting. Real quick, they added the M39 back into the rifle loot pool, in case you were wondering. Hey, by the way, I know we've seen this a bunch, but it's definitely worth it. If you're going to be running cargo ship, you're going to need a boat base. If you're solo or duo, I'd say trio's pushing it. If you're looking for a solid boat base, so it's cargo ship ready, check out the Bilge water base. I will go ahead and link that now in the upper right hand corner. I would strongly suggest it. It's a bit long, but we have chapters in the video, so you can jump around and like really set things up. Yeah, big, because you want to make sure you've got the loot and the boats ready to go if you're going to hit cargo with any level of success. It helps tremendously. I'm telling you up front right now, you're gonna need it. Okay, let's go on to the next piece here. Boop, boop, dee, boop, boop. Fixed a bug that caused smoke grenades to activate underwater. Fixed a see-through part of semi-automatic rifle textures. Fixed being unable to reload some weapons after after playing an emote twice during the reload animation. Fixed level of detail issues on buildings when viewing them through a weapon scope. Fixed a missing animation for equipping the M39. M39, we love you. Fixed missing reload sounds on the Spaz 12 shotgun. Fixed rockets sometimes flying in wrong direction after being fired from a boat. Ooh. Fixed an issue that could occur stopping players from retrieving thrown weapons from animals. Fixed the collision on the 40mm smoke grenade used with the multiple grenade launcher. Fixed time explosive charges hovering over wood and sulfur collectibles when thrown at them. Grenades thrown at sewer entrances now fall into the tunnels instead of floating above them, and paddle no longer emits a swirling sound when thrown. Players, here we go. Fixed being unable to interact with small storage crates on boats. Increased radius around safe zones that hostile timer displays is triggered. Made it easier to fish while sitting in the boat. Players now holding the steering wheel when driving a rowboat. All right. Pushing a kayak when another player, this is funny, when another player is sitting on it, no longer causes it to move indefinitely. It's super slingshot. You can no longer push kayaks while standing on them. Let's see. Boats no longer flip upside down after server restart. Beautiful. So if you got them stored in your bays, we might as well put this out there too. If you need another type of boathouse that's a little, I would say, the bilge is good. But it's got some complexity to it, but it's like in the water, so they each have their advantages. But I would say go for the jib boat base if you want something as more of a supporting role. You could maybe even start out of this, but this is also an excellent shoreline, but also boathouse. I would strongly recommend it. We'll go ahead and link that now in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, back to the list. Fires from destroyed helicopters and Bradley APCs now provide light at night. Fixed a bug that caused players' backpacks to leap through the ocean. Oh yeah, the dolphin bags. Fixed a bug that sometimes stopped players being able to push boats on the ground. Fixed a squeaky sound coming from the attack helicopter. Fixed ghosting effect on shadows cast by grass foliage. Fixed rowboat propeller appearing white from a distance. Fixed shadows disappearing too early on the chain link fence props. Fixed some instances of being able to loot crates more than once. Fixed some loot containers spawning twice in one spot. Fixed the Chinook being unable to shoot at players. Fixed the junk pile sinking animation not always working. Grass foliage animation performance improvements. Increased the size of world models for scrap, flare, M249, and tech trash. Players can no longer spawn in the snow or desert biomes. Pumpkins no longer disappear as you walk away from them. Underground tunnels are now darker. So, this list. Let's go ahead and just find another spot to kind of idle here, right? Okay, monuments. Change the opening direction of the crane door at the train yard so it can't be used to push players off the crane anymore. Fixed a spot at the launch site where you could jump off the main building and land on the invisible ledge. Fixed areas where you can get stuck in the small oil rig at launch site. Fixed being unable to interact with the vendor at the large fishing village unless you stand in front of them. Fixed being unable to open the refinery door at the dome. Fixed collision in doorways at the launch site, at the red keycard building. Fixed popping shadows at the sewer branch. Fixed rubber banding effect at the top of launch site's main building. Fixed some items clipping through each other at the sewer branch. And fixed texture issues at airfield, dome, lighthouse, train yard, harbor, satellite dish, fishing village, and oil rig. Fixed visual issues at the swamp, water at the Bandito camp. Grenades can now be thrown through broken windows at launch site main building. Increase the no-build zone around bandit camps and outposts. Nice. Lights at oil rig are no longer affected by player flashlights. By the way, as far as performance, man, really good. I'm sure they'll go through some of this, but I know a lot of the core systems have better frames. We have a couple more options inside. It was like terrain and then FPS limit. But like, if you've been on the oil rig during PTP, it looks real good. Like, real good. Just saying. Yeah. Restored an invisible crane inside of launch site's main building. Crane ladders at small oil rig can now be climbed. Updated outpost layout. Wall lamps at launch site no longer disappear as you walk away from them. Optimize monument levels of details. This is probably it right here. This also stands for LOD. To only update when visible in around 100 times faster. Nice. NPCs fixed a bug that could cause destroyed helicopters to continue firing at players from the crash site. Fixed a hang that could occur after destroying the Chinook. Okay, so we've got some UI changes here, and we're almost done at the very, very bottom here. Added an option to toggle FXAA in the options menu. This also could help with performance. If you're on a core system, I would say put the limiter on. Make sure your FOV is like no higher than 72. and put your terrain detail to low, and I think you'll be pretty good. Obviously, you're not going to get the performance that we have on next gens, but it's an improvement, man. I'm telling you. And it's good for all of us, too. Add a cooking icon to foods that were missing it while being cooked on the barbecue campfire. Change the error message displayed when placing the rug on invalid spots, walls, floors, and ceilings. Fixed a bug that could occur, causing the sleeping bag counter on the map to flash repeatedly. Fixed a bug that caused the vending machine icon to appear on the map for other players to see despite being turned off. Turning off broadcasting on the vending machine now removes the icon from the map. Thank you. Fixed a bug that caused icons for crash sites and debris fields to persist on the map even after they've ceased to be accessible in-game. Fixed a bug with auto-equip that could replace active hotbar items even if they're already an item in the selected slot when R2 or RT is pressed. Fixed missing icons on items being cooked on campfires and BBQs. Fixed missing text on fishing controls, game tips. Fixed the description on medical syringes being unreadable. Fixed the map not showing on the death screen. Fixed the select button prompt missing from the options menu after first boot. Improved the appearance of melee weapons stats in the inventory. Improvements to labels, grid lines on the maps to make it clear. Increased text size on some item descriptions, too small. Map UI performance improvements. Messages sent on the server chat option and quick chat can now be seen across the whole map. Removed unneeded HP bar from the oil rig. Alarm system. Sleeping bag timer displayed on the map now updates properly, and we have just a few more here. Dude, so exciting for this. Like, out of my mind. It's going to be so good. Other changes added FPS limit. Here we go. FPS limit, terrain quality, and options to help improve performance, and it is a big improvement across the board of like just better performance. Those are really nice. And be sure in the in the comments down below, like what system you're on, like Core, Pro, or Next Gen, you know, like PlayStation or Xbox, and let me know, like, hey, is it good, bad? Like, how is it for you guys? We got a mix in our team, so we have a pretty good idea for like Xbox. Fixed a crash that could occur when filling the last slot of the locker. Fixed a crash that could occur when joining a server. Fixed an exploit that allowed players to pick up items from another player's base if they built close enough they could reach over with a hammer with their own build zone. Hilarious. Reduced the FPS drops caused by blood splatter. That's also good for performance. Fixed a crash caused by trees falling even if they weren't dead. Added a new version number at the bottom left of the screen visible in game 2. Beautiful. Increased the default player timeout. So there we go. That's the patch notes. That's Cargo Ship. It's now out officially. We are now foaming at the mouth to see when PTB gets the next update, which should be Electricity, also known as Power Surge. That's also going to be a massive game changer, so like buckle up. This is going to be a wild ride. I think by the time we're playing this and really getting into it, they're going to be like, surprise, here's Electricity, and be like, what? My mind is blown. Trap bases, alarms and stuff when you're being raided are all going to be a thing. All right, so since Cargo Ship is out, might I entice you with a Cargo Ship guide? I will put it up on the end screen now. Check it out. And if you didn't know, you can ladder up on the Cargo Ship with player-built ladders. Just saying.